Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We understand that bikes are your main mode of transportation and we want you to be safe while riding your bikes. So here's a bike and safety video for you. I'm Pinky, the Assistant Program Coordinator for Migrant Community Program, and I'll be presenting in English. You can watch this video in Spanish, which will be available on our page as well. Thank you so much Service Canada and Kairos for funding this project. You can find the links for everything in the description below. Without further ado, let's start this presentation. We will talk about bike safety checklist, required bike equipment, signaling, what happens if you have a flat tire, simple ways to improve your safety while riding a bike, and common roads and traffic signs for cyclists. We'll be also presenting some resources which will help you to answer your questions. A well-maintained bike is a key to a safe ride. Let's go through this checklist together. Tires and wheels. Inflate tires to the recommended pressure as shown on the tire. Check for and replace loose, bent, or broken spokes. Make sure wheels are centered in the forks and check for side-to-side wobbles and up and down hops. By watching the wheels, spin past the brakes or frame. Chains and gears. Make sure the chain does not slip and that your chain stays on the sprockets. Brakes, levers, and pads. Squeeze your brakes to ensure levers stop at least 2.5 centimeters from the handlebars when fully applied and to ensure your cables are not frayed or stretched. Check the brake pads in the front and the back to be sure they're hitting only the rims and not the tires. Lights and reflectors. Make sure that all mandatory lights and reflectors are in good and working condition. Keep your bike secure. Always carry a quality bicycle lock when riding and always lock your bike and quick release items like your wheels and seat into something solid. Required bike equipment. It is important for cyclists to be seen and heard by other road users. The law requires that you equip your bike with a bell or a horn in good working order, a white front light and a red rear light or reflector if you ride between half an hour before the sunset and half an hour after the sunrise. White reflective tape on the front forks and red reflective tape on the rear forks. You may consider optional equipment such as a horizontal safety flag encourages motorists to pass at a safe distance, that is 1 meter. A vertical safety flag makes you more visible. A rear view mirror lets you see what is approaching from behind and make it easier to check traffic before passing. Reflective clothing helps you to be seen by other vehicles on the road. Be protected and always wear a helmet whenever you ride your bike. In Ontario, 63% of cyclists who died between 2010 and 2014 as a result of a cycling collision were not wearing a helmet. An approved bicycle helmet can greatly reduce the risk of permanent injury or death in the event of a fall or a collision. Signaling. Just like drivers, cyclists must signal their intentions to turn or change lanes to other motorists. Signaling requires being able to ride with only one hand on the handlebars because it is very easy to go off course when riding one-handed. Practice signaling while riding along a straight line. Keep both the hands on the handlebars while actually turning. If you have a flat tire in the middle of the road, these are the precautions that you can take. So slow down gently to a stop and walk your bike to avoid ruining the tires and the rim. If an obstacle forces you to move to the left, signal your intentions in advance. Look over your left shoulder to see whether the way is clear. Try to move as straight as possible. Return to the right hand side of the road initial position as soon as you pass the obstacle. Simple ways to improve your safety while riding a bike. Not riding a damaged bike. Getting a basket to help you carry things. Make sure you're wearing a vest, especially on roads that are not well lit. Having updated maps of the cycling routes. These are common road signs and traffic signals for cyclists. If you see these signals, you should know what they mean. You can also practice beforehand and you can see these signals and just whenever you're riding or whenever you're walking on the street, you can look at these signs and just kind of memorize what these signs mean. So we have the first one which says bicycles are permitted on this road. No bicycles are allowed on this road. If this sign is there, you're not allowed to go on that road. Cyclists are required to dismount and walk their bikes. You have to walk your bikes, you have to get off of your bike and then walk. Diamond signs indicates lanes of specific types of vehicles, either all the time or during certain hours. They can include buses, taxis, bicycles, vehicles, 3 or more people. Stop. If you see a stop sign, you have to stop and wait until there is a clear way for entering the intersection. Yield to traffic is in the intersection or close to it. Stop if it's necessary and go only when the way is clear. If you see a shared pathway sign, then cyclists are expected to share the space on the path with the pedestrians. You have to be extra careful while riding your bike. Direct pedestrians, cyclists, and other users to specific lane to the path. So if you see it's keep left or keep right, you stay in that path. So as mentioned before, we have a couple of resources for you. We have the Bike Windsor Essex, which offers bicycle skills, safety trainings, cycling maps of Essex County, a community bike kitchen, and a bike donation program. You can contact them at this number and then you can ask them for any resources that they can offer. We have also CWATS, which is the county-wide active transportation system, and it offers maps, interactive tools, finding trails, and more. You can contact them again, and their information will also be in the description box below. If you have any questions, please don't ever hesitate to ask them. You can ask them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening. Feel free again to send us your questions on Facebook. All the links will be in the description below. Thank you so much for listening.